Hey guys, it is July 12th. It's almost midnight, and I actually just came back from seeing the Purge. Um, I don't know if this is how bad I'm being tortured, but I was like waiting for it to come out on video. I kept going to the red box, and it wasn't coming out. Like I went to Walmart and I was like, when is this movie coming out? They advertised it on TV, but it's like still in the theaters, so just saw that. Not really a movie that, I mean, it's like it reminds me a lot of our stalkers, like the mindset of these people. But it's not. It wasn't fun. I had the V2K, during the movie, which was like, oh, see, he's crazy, like he's what, but they really weren't connecting anything, like, that they're like that, that they sacrifice people and for money and I guess to feel good or whatever. It really gave me a creepy feeling, because I was just like, man, if this keeps going on for 10 more years, we might have stuff like that, in our country. And yeah, so it wasn't, I mean, I guess it was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it much at all. But I do want to say that, I made a video today about, like, I feel a lot better. I felt a lot better this morning. When they're hitting me in the stomach and the chest, and the head, it's a lot lighter. And I've been doing the magnet therapy since Saturday night or Sunday night. I think Saturday or Sunday night. And I've been doing it for, I did it today for like 3 hours. Just had the magnet on my eye, like on my eye, my nose, and my cheek over here. It seems to be having a good effect. But my attacker has done it a million times. When I try something, he'll back off for a while and then kind of lay into it. And I found that before I went to go see the movie, I had like a, the remote neural monitoring was affecting my emotions a lot, because I have to take off my personal defenders, to do the magnet therapy, because it'll mess with my personal defenders. They're electronic devices. And I think what he does is he'll let off of it while I'm doing the magnet therapy, because he kind of knows how my personal defenders work. You got to put them on your body, and they don't start. It's not like the field gets really powerful right away. It's got to be on there for a while. And so I think that he kind of lets me do the magnet thing. I think it really is helping, though. But I made a video where, I was kind of like, maybe I have a chip in me or something like that. I was kind of going back and forth. And I definitely do. I've had a lot of medical issues and colonoscopies, dental stuff, surgeries during my life, that I could have gotten an RFID chip, and it maybe, wasn't meant for this, but now it's being used for it. I just didn't like the video, because I kept going back and forth, and that's kind of where I'm at with the chip thing. I really need to go and get a patch test, from Melinda Kidder, and just go ahead and, get that out of my head. I need to be tested for chips. I've kind of decided that, because if there are and I could get them out, I think it would be a lot less painful. It's just really weird that the stuff to my head, I can't tell if it's lower intensity. It seemed like that this morning, but the attacks to my chest and my stomach, even in the movie, were so light. They were like electrical. It was like electrical shocks, instead of like the burning and the cramping really deep down under. So I don't know. I've heard of and I've studied of systems of chips being put into people. If they had something close to your brain, it could stimulate nerve pain in other places in your body. But I feel a beam that's hitting my stomach, or I'll feel a beam that's hitting my chest, and I wonder if my attacker is using some kind of internal sending a frequency to something that I have internally and faking me out with external stuff, hitting it there with both so that it'll be hidden from me what's really going on. That gets kind of complicated in my mind. I know that I've reached a point in my targeting where, it could be like that, and he would really, really try and cover that up because he'd know I'd go to great lengths to, get those chips out or, deactivate them. But, barring all that, it's really helping me. The magnet therapy is really helping me. The problem I had, I think, today is I fell asleep. I was doing the magnet therapy, and I fell asleep for like 4 hours. 4 or 5 hours without my personal defenders on. Pepper's looking for that possum. She saw it the other night, and she's looking for it again. Can y'all see her? She just thinks that possum's going to be there. Pepper. See if I can get her on tape. I'm walking Pepper out here. But my mistake was that, I did the magnet therapy, and I think they put me to sleep. Like, I was sitting there with the magnet, and then they gave me theta frequencies to put me to sleep. And so I slept without my personal defenders for a long time. So when I woke up, I heard the high-pitched sound, and they were able to put me into a very negative emotional state. So if I am going to keep doing the magnet therapy, I need to balance it out. Make sure I do it for 2 hours, then put on my personal defenders to see if it'll work, to see, if it'll really work. Because I'm creating a kind of an unbalance in my defenses. But I do feel better. Still, I don't know. I started out with a better day, and I think because I started out with a better day, they went hard on me. I also said some things to the V2K on purpose that were really mean to make them, to make sure they amped it up. And I was at the office, and it really wasn't at the level that they usually hit me at. So something I'm doing, and the magnet's really the only thing that I'm doing different, is helping. I've just got to balance it with my Q-wave defenders, because those really help too. So when I take those off, do my magnet therapy, then I've got to, put them back on. I need to do it at 2 hour intervals and balance out the therapy with my Q-wave defenders. If I keep those Q-wave defenders off too long, they can make me hear the high-pitched sound, the EHF. With the Q-wave defenders on, I have 8 on, I don't hear the high-pitched sound at all. I don't get that at all. But I still get the, the headaches and stuff like that, but it's been a lot less. And because I put in my main thing, the main thing that hurts me is the V2K. The V2K in conjunction with remote neural monitoring rocks my world. They can really entrap me. They can make me look really crazy with those two things. So I am reducing pain, but I'll still hear the V2K. Sometimes it'll just be mumbling though. I won't know what they're saying, but they can amp up the V2K and then put me in a really bad emotional state using the remote neural monitoring. Then I respond to the the V2K. And if I'm not responding to the V2K, they'll synthetic telepathy phrase in, and then I'll either feel like I have to justify myself. So they find a way to get me back into it. It's just like they keep on, poking me with a stick with this stuff and get me back into it. But the physical pain to my stomach and my chest, because I've felt them try and hit those places, has severely reduced while I'm using the magnet up in my face. So I'm not sure what that means. I'm really not sure what that means, if it's just kind of lowering the remote neural monitoring and they're sending stuff to my pain centers in my stomach and my chest. And now they're only hitting me with the beams. If maybe I do have a chip, I kind of question it. It was a good video, but I kept talking about it too much, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. So I'm just making this video after I saw that movie, which I don't feel really great. The movie kind of made me feel sick, and it's like I had a bunch of they have remote neural monitoring, so they're watching the movie through my eyes, and it's, his wife had to watch it, and she kind of feels like a normal human being, so I heard her in distress about it. And and it's really just painful. Like anything fun or stuff like that is painful. So this was really, it hit too close to home. You know, if you see it, you'll understand why it hits way too close to home. It's actually like the person in it who's trying to get elected to stop the purge, like a day of the year that everybody goes out and like every crime is, you know, legal and they can murder people and stuff like that. Her family was killed in the purge, like, you know, when she was, and that's not a spoiler. It shows it at the beginning, so I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but it hit really close to home because with this thing I've seen, like, I mean, my dad almost died. You know, I've seen it wreck my family and what it's done to me to separate me from my friends and family. And it's like, you know, I think a lot of people who haven't had personal experiences with this, you know, they may just either cooperate with it or, you know, not know about it or not research it. But it's like we can't turn our backs on it, you know. It was like the lady in that movie. She couldn't turn her back on it because her family was murdered by this thing that everybody, you know, was celebrating. I guess it's a good movie. It's an important movie to watch, maybe, as a warning of what could come if stuff like this grows, if we don't stop it. But it's pain. It hit way too close to home. It made me uncomfortable. But otherwise, I did have a comment, and you know, I'm sorry for anybody feeling pain out there. I try and tell y'all in my videos I'm doing my best. You know, I just, and I won't say her name. I commented back, and I'm not getting on her about anything. I'm just trying to explain to her. You know, she was like, you know, I'm dying from this stuff, you know, and this guy's talking about his dog. So I just want to explain to everybody, my dog is like maybe the closest thing to a daughter that I'm ever going to have. I don't know if I'm going to have, Alright, I don't know if I'm going to have a family. Wow, that movie really did suck. I mean, it was like a good movie and everything. It just, like, really scary and just really hit too close, and it just pushed a lot of buttons on me. But she's like the closest thing that I'm going to have to a daughter. You know, so she's very important to me, so I have to say, and she's been tortured along with me. She's been with me when I'm sleeping and stuff like that. So she's a part of this I mean, she's been tortured and hurt. So she's very important to me, and you know, I talk about her because, you know, she may be the closest thing I have to a daughter, and you know, she's been through all this stuff too. So when I'm speaking about things that may seem mundane to y'all, they're important to me. And you know, I'm suffering too, and I'm not trying to be trivial, but I sometimes do want to just say, hey, what's going on with my life, even if it is trivial, even if it's in actuality trivial and mundane even to me, just to keep a clear head and to mix in real life with this, just so I don't lose my head about it. You know, so I just wanted to explain that to her, because I understand, and you know, I'm sorry for the pain that she's going through. Like, I am too. Like, I mean, I'm fighting this. It seems to be a losing battle every day. You know, my attackers are so they're like, it's over, you know, it's over, he's done with, he's lost it. And, you know, while they're hurting me very badly. And it's like, you know, yeah, I think like seeing a movie like that, you know, would maybe, if they were human, they'd be like, wow, that's, you know, we're kind of doing something like that. It's fucked up. But instead, it just, you know, they used it. They were like, he thinks we're Satan worshipers and stuff like that. And then I clarified. I said, no, I think y'all are worse than Satan worshipers. So I made that clear, because I always want to make that clear to them, that I think they're worse than Satan worshipers. But yeah, I mean, I would think that normal people would it would be like horrific. You know, they're torturing me while I'm in this movie about people torturing other people, you know, and it's like a way of life in that future America or whatever. So I don't know, if you want to go see it, it hits really close to home to me. But it's God, I mean, a lot of the people that were going and purging in the movie, like the characters, they reminded me of these stalkers. Just like they don't